Welcome everyone to this week's Tarot Tuesday readings. I couldn't do them last week because we were actually moving house and we've moved now, but I haven't unpacked everything, so my setup involves some tape and some cardboard boxes to get my camera set up for you today. Well, we just had the full moon last night, full moon eclipse, so lots of interesting energies, and I certainly felt it yesterday, and I don't know about you. But this deck that I've chosen for you today, I feel it's quite connected to emotions and can hit quite deep, so I thought this was an appropriate deck to choose with the energies from this full moon. And the cards I've chosen for you are, for reading number 1, we have water. For reading number 2, we have the circle. And for reading number 3, we have the staff. So just take a moment now to call all your energy back to yourself and take that nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just let all that tension away and just feel your heart energy. Feel it underneath everything and tune into that and see which card draws you in now. There might be one in particular that you can't stop looking at, or the colours or the imagery that you can't stop seeing, or perhaps there's like 1 or 2 or even 3 and there's a message in each reading. But just choose the one to start you and I will see you in the readings. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, reading number 1. You chose the card water, and I also pulled a rune for you to go with your reading, and the rune is Awaz, which is the rune of defense. And it's interesting because the water card is very much about emotions. So it's about allowing emotions to flow. You know, whatever you're feeling, allow it to flow through you. Allow yourself to feel it. Don't deny yourself the opportunity to feel the emotions. You know, if you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. If you feel joy, feel it fully. And water really invites you to see like the ebb and flow of whatever is going on around you, and trust that you can ride this wave of opportunity when it rises. You know, you have this opportunity to go with the natural flow of what's going on and go with it instead of resisting. And it's a really interesting combination with Awaz here, which is very much about not pressing forwards too eagerly. It's like patience, is inviting you to use patience. And it's like, this can be sometimes the difficulties that arise when something's changed. And when you start resisting within that change, by not allowing the emotions to flow, and with every change, I feel like there's this period of grief where you are really letting go of something that's been before, and then there's a change, and then you're moving into something new, so it's like a new beginning. And that can be just little things or big things, like, for example, me moving right now. So it's just about allowing what is to be, and know that with patience and time that we can allow things to flow. So it's like I really get the sense of you're not to resist what's going on, and to really step into the flow and trust and believe that everything's going to come together and work out. I think the more you are fueled by your emotions and thinking that you are influencing things for your better, but actually it's just your resistance to the change, you are not going to allow that flow to happen. And I think if you just allow the flow to happen, what will be, but in a good way. It's going to work out for you when you step into that flow. And I think it'll just feel easier. When we're resisting, we're really struggling to step into flow. And we have this ability to create our lives, but if we are doing that from an emotive feeling of anger, frustration, or sadness, not from balance, then it can be a real struggle. Let's see what the rest of the cards have to say for you. Which deck shall we choose from? Shall we see if the animals have a little message for you? Here we are. It's really interesting, you know, the water coming up with the moon. You know, the water moves, the moon moves water a lot, you know, that the tides, you know, are connected to the moon. And that's why I always feel like the moon draws things to the surface. So if you've been feeling extra emotional, it's just all those energies that kind of got a bit trapped in you. So let them flow. So we have brown bear spirit, take time out. And we have, beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation. Yeah, you need to take this time to reset to balance, to allow your emotions to flow so that you can step into the flow. You know, it's if you are rushing from one thing to the next, so say there's change and you're rushing in and keeping busy and you know, that's how you're coping with the difficulty and the challenge of the change. It's not going to really help you because you're going to be fueled by your emotions, which, like I said, aren't going to feel very balanced. So take that time out to just ground yourself and feel that balance. I really see the bear as that sort of just calm energy. And it's interesting, you know, they're seen as aggressive, but I think, you know, they only act aggressive when they're poked, you know, when you poke the bear. So if you're feeling poked by the change, you know, this is your time to recenter and just bring yourself into balance. With the beaver spirit, you know, lay a solid foundation. This is about, you know, feeling into the way that you want things to move forward. Like when you're in balance and grounded and calm, this is you laying your solid foundation, and this will allow you to grasp the change, to take the movement forwards. You know, this rune, you know, it's you are not to make that movement forwards, and I feel like you're to make that movement forwards, not in defense, but when you are fully grounded and know who you are and what you're doing. Yeah, hummingbirds. Let's see what they have to say. Coming out in twos today. We have bird's eye view. Let's check these are all fitting in nicely. With this setup, it's hard to know how the cards are fitting. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Bird's eye view. Fly high and observe from above. Here you'll find a new perspective, greater understanding and compassion. Yeah, zoom out. When you're in deep water, you know, you can feel like you're drowning. So if you feel like your emotions are just clouding your judgment, this is that time. Take the time out to zoom out, to observe from a different angle, to see things in a different way. Take the time out. If you can see the clock there. And then we have heart song. Your heart is opening and singing of sweet, unconditional love. So it's going to come from your heart. This foundation, this way of feeling, this way of being that's going to be more balanced, it's going to come from your heart. I can't help but see like the hummingbird is shining from their heart space. And that's the opportunity that you have here. And then you can sing your own song. You can, you know, make that movement that you've been craving, you know. It's just like where you are, you're not feeling the heart energy that you are and that is around you. You know, you've kind of got a bit thrown off course, especially with your emotions, and this is giving you a chance to come back into balance. Let's see. Pull one more oracle card for you. Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. For a moment, I had that warrior. We're not wanting to fight. But it's actually about standing strong in your own belief, and your belief in yourself. So when your emotions are taking over and making you feel a certain way, making you act a certain way. This is about you pulling all your energy together and letting go of the fears that are driving the emotions. We all know that fears can make you do silly things, you know. It may not seem silly to you in the moment because it's so strong and powerful from your emotions, but this is about letting go of those fears and the emotions that are attached to them and standing strong in your own strength, you know, in who you are. I get a real sense that I haven't even done reading number 3, but I just had that flash of the staff, which is for reading number 3. There might end up being a message for you in there. I don't know why that's come through, but it has, so I'm saying it. It may be to do with his staff here. There might be a wee message in there. If you felt called at all to number 3, whenever I do that reading, there may be a wee message for you there. But yeah, stand strong in yourself. Believe in yourself. Interestingly, I want to try these cards. I'm going to pull some tarot cards for you now and get some deeper clarification and really see what's going on for you this week. See how this all moves forwards. You can see why I wanted this deck. Apparently they're flying out for you. Off you go. On YouTube. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, we have 3 of Swords. Let me check that this is showing up well in the thing. A little bit this way. 3 of Swords. We have the Star. The Hierophant. 5 of Swords. The 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Vessels, or 5 of Cups, 5 of Shells. Wow. Number 5. Number 5. 5 is in your guidance today. That's incredible. Number 5, the Hierophant. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. That's crazy. Let's see if there's another card for you. I see with the Star, dissolving the illusion and really stepping into your own power. This be fearless, and stand strong. Dissolving that illusion and stepping into your own power, your own self. You got another card? I'd love to round it off. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Let's start with that and have a look. Oh, I guess they're falling on the floor then. 3 of Swords. This is you, and I just feel like this is you at the moment. This is your heart. I don't know if you can see this. It's a heart space. This is a heart with the horses. So it's, you know, you may be feeling a little hurt, a little challenged by what's going on. These are all the emotions that are coming up, that feeling of needing to defend yourself. And I feel like the crow with the feather, I just feel like there's hope. You know, there's more hope for you than you can see. And it's like the trees that are chopped down here, it's like chopping down the illusion of what was. It's more cards falling on the floor. Like I said, it's like dissolving the illusion. You know, the 3 of Swords is about healing your heart space, and that's very much what I felt with this heart song. Is it time to sort of call into your heart energy with the way you've been feeling? 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. So if you've been seeing 555 or the number 5 anywhere or anytime, that's it's important. There's a message coming through on the 5s, very much so. So 5 of Swords. You're feeling a bit blinkered, like you don't know which way to go, which way to turn. You know, you don't know how to move forwards. I can't help but see there's a little heart in here. 5 of Wands. It feels like you are, it actually makes me think of like not getting any. You feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's like you're jumping through all these hoops. You're doing all these things. You're doing all the things that you think would help, but you just feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's just like you're just jumping in every direction over all these wands here, and you're just not getting to where you want to be. And it's actually really getting you down. You know, you feel like you're in this dark storm and you just can't see a way out. You know, and that can be really challenging. And I think the important thing here with this Two of Swords is realizing that you have a choice. And that can be the hardest thing to see is, you know, when you're being fueled by your emotions and the turmoil from whatever's going on around you, you can sometimes kind of get stuck in this feeling like you're in this endless feedback loop of not really moving forwards or getting where you want to be. And like I said, this rune here, you know, is about patience, and that's how you'll be able to move forward. You're in this defensive state of trying to protect your heart, but actually in doing that, you're closing yourself off from the energy of the universe, from yourself, really. And you have this opportunity to really dissolve that illusion of what you think is by letting go of the fears that are driving the emotions, and by making a choice to move forwards, to see things from a greater perspective, taking that time out so you can actually lay this foundation of positivity, of heart energy that's really within you. And then when you do that, that's how you can actually move forwards from this situation. Let's see if we pull a couple more cards to see how that turns out for you, you know, how that moves forward for you when you actually take that balanced approach and really feel into your heart energy and start healing and feeling into how you can help yourself. Let's have a look here. Yeah. This is you being fearless and moving forwards. Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Whoops. Moving all the cards about. Taking that step, that positive step. You know, and the weapon is now on the back. So it's like that the emotions that you felt like you've been defending yourself and really, you know, fueling yourself from the emotions from the situation, it's now behind you. And you are moving forwards into something new. Ace of Pentacles is that new beginning, the new growth, you know, when you hold yourself. With the Fool, it's, you know, that's about just letting it go. Really letting go and trusting. You know, she's going to fall into it's like letting go and falling into this pool of energy. And it's just like that, it's that real point in the journey where you just decide to make that decision to help yourself feel better, to move forwards from this challenge that you've been dealing with, and really just releasing anything that's holding you back and getting in your way, and just believing and trusting in yourself. So I think I get that real sense that your fears and your emotions have been really driving you in a really unhealthy and unhelpful way. And you have this opportunity to make this choice now to take that leap of faith, to really believe that you're stronger and braver than you could ever imagine. You are the warrior, but not in the way where you would think a warrior is, you know, a fighter. It's more about standing in your truth and believing who you are and believing what you can do and who you can be, just from your own heart space. So reading number 1, you've got a bit of a energies to sort out within yourself here, and I know that this has been really challenging, whatever has been going on for you. So you really have this opportunity to shift this, and I wish you all the luck, because it's not easy sometimes, and I'm right there with you. So thank you so much for joining me for your reading. Welcome, reading number 2. You chose the card the Circle, and I've just pulled a rune for you, which is the rune Uruz, which is the rune of Oh my goodness, why is my mind going blank? Strength is usually represented by, you know, a wild ox. So yeah, the circle's really important for you right now. I feel like you have been struggling with your own self-worth because the circle's very much about the interconnectedness of all things. And so if you feel like you're not valued and you have no purpose, it's really inviting you to understand that every small thing you do, just by being in this world, makes a difference to everyone around you, and that you light up people's lives without even realizing you're doing it. I think you've lost that trust in the value of yourself and in your own self-worth, and understanding that even though you may feel a little bit sort of rudderless, and you know, with this rune here in particular, opportunities disguised as loss is something that comes up quite a lot in this rune. You know, it's like that idea that you may have lost something. So whether it's a person, an animal, or you know, you've changed job, you've changed location, you've I'm trying to think of other things. You know, a part of your life has changed, or you've lost a part of what you've always done. And this rune and this card, I just feel, is really inviting you to understand that this change is necessary and it's for your own good. And that when you realize your importance in the world, how important you are in the world to everyone around you, and in a bigger picture, you know, that concept of, you know, you smile at a stranger and they smile at someone else, you know, there's that ripple effect. So even though it feels like you're not doing these grand things, or you have this grand purpose that you're fulfilling right now, the little things that you're doing are so important to everyone around you and to you. And it's just like understanding that you're not alone, you're not lost, you are interconnected with everything, and you have this opportunity to co-create your world by believing that however lost you feel, and however you feel like this loss of this emotional connection with something or someone has happened, that you have this opportunity to, you know, see it as an opportunity, see it as a way forwards, even though it doesn't feel like that right now. I sense and I feel like emotionally a lot of sadness within you, and you've not really been letting that flow out. You've just been holding on to that because that's connecting you with whatever you've lost. And you know, really the way that you move forwards with that is by releasing some of that energy, or all of that energy would be more important. Yeah, it's not been easy for you. Interesting. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say for you. Well, I said about the wild ox and the strength of the ox, and we have bison and buffalo. Respect for yourself. You're not respecting yourself. I suddenly get that sense of, in this way you've been being, you have disregarded yourself and care for yourself, and you are, you know, throwing yourself into helping other people, and you know, it just feels like you're just doing so much for everyone else, and you're not getting it back for yourself because you're not looking after yourself. You know, you've just pushed yourself to the side and just be like, well, it does, I don't matter. I'm just going to help everyone else, and that will give me that feeling of sense of belonging. And that's never true. You know, your sense of belonging comes from yourself. You belong to yourself, you know, start with yourself. You are going through such a rough time. It's really hard for you. I can feel it. Let's see what the beautiful hummingbirds have to say for you. Hummingbirds. Mother's love. You are being wrapped in loving wings of comfort and protection. Lotus jewel. Underneath your feathered exterior lies a radiant diamond glimmering with truth, beauty, and wisdom. Yes. Bird bath. Oh, I feel so much emotion coming through right now for you. Cleanse your dusty wings so you can fly more freely. Yeah. So, I feel like you've got yourself trapped. You have created a story within yourself of unworthiness, and you've got yourself trapped in it. And you're not believing your own truth, beauty, and wisdom that is beneath all this dust and dirt and challenge that's going on. And you also don't believe that you're loved. It feels like you've managed to create this story about how you're feeling, and about not being connected to anything or anyone. You know, like feeling of adrift, just being adrift, you know. And these cards are so telling you are deeply loved. And underneath all this energy that is holding you in this space of unworthiness is your own truth, your beauty, your wisdom. It's underneath all the fears, all the things that are driving you at the moment is this deeply loving, soulful being. You're so beautiful. You're so wise, and you're so lovely. And I think you've lost that sense of self. You've allowed yourself to connect into your own fears, which is really easy to do, and looking for exterior love and acceptance and validation by doing whatever you're doing for other people, where you are actually just casting yourself aside. And when you do that, you're not fulfilling yourself. You're not looking after yourself. And it's so important that you do that. Time to cleanse all that away. Let's see. One more oracle card for you. I feel so much emotional turmoil. Apparently it's 2 more. Always the way. Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. And Fire Guardian. With the Guardians coming up, let me just check that's in. With the Guardians coming up, the wings, I just feel like you are deeply protected and loved. You know, the angels are watching you. And in that sense of loneliness, there's so much more. You are magic. Unlock that magic within is that truth, that beauty, that wisdom that's within you. You have such a divine spark of amazingness. You know, the spark of life is within you, and you're not even shining bright. You're just covered in the dust, and you have this opportunity to really clear that dust. And how do you do that? Well, instead of focusing on what's not working, what is the challenge for you, and throwing your energy out to help everyone else, ignite your own passion. Find what lights you up, what makes you feel amazing, what really sparks your energy and your life. That's how you're going to feel better. Instead of using your divine spark to help everyone else from the place of fear and sadness and loneliness, ignite your passion. What lights you up? What makes you feel so good? What fills your cup? And go from there. Ooh, let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you. This is you feeling a little fenced in. Nine of Wands. But look how low the fence is. You can step over that. You're just like, you're on the cusp of breaking through this. It's just realizing that you can step over that fence that's in front of you right now. Let's see what we've got so far. Lovers is quite often about choice, but I also feel this is a lot about passion, all that red energy. This is about igniting that passion. I don't necessarily mean for another. I actually mean for yourself. You're igniting that passion that's within you. Because there's a new beginning, a new birth of you coming. This full moon. This full moon reading is perfect timing. It is energizing you and helping you to clear away the dirt. So, you know, you see that dusty wings. This is clearing away that dirt. Oh, beautiful. The sun. The sun is such a vibrant card. You know, that passion energy, that excitement, you being who you are, unashamedly. Just being who you are. Deeply who you are. We have 8 of Pentacles, which is like new inspiration, new ideas, learning new things. I see the phase of the moon, so in the next month, I feel like you are going to find a new thing that is going to help you. So it's like this passion, you know, dive into what your passion is and focus your energy on that. Yeah. We have 9 of Pentacles, which is like there's just so much prosperity. You know, so much, I just feel like joy. You're gonna harvest what you've created. You know, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, there's gonna be some forward motion here for you when you choose to let go. The Death card is always about rebirth. So it's like coming out of where you've been, coming out of your shell, and understanding that you have this opportunity to shine bright now. You get to ignite your passion. You get to feel that deeply connected. So if you're feeling disconnected and like you are on your own and alone in this world, this person is still on her own, but look how calm and connected she is. She's feeling that grounded, connected feeling with everything and understanding that she is all that she needs to be. You know, this card always brings calmness to me, because it's like that feeling of she knows who she is and she is happy with it. And when you get that feeling from just being on your own for a minute and just feeling yourself and feeling that deep connected groundedness, that's when you are able to you know, move forwards with your dreams, with your passions. And that's where, when you help people, when you're with people, your light's shining so much brighter. You'll not feel so drained and unvalued. You're going to feel so part of the world. Reading number 2. I feel you. I really feel you. I know this is hard, but you have this opportunity to really unlock your magic, to really come into your own. And I just know you can do it when you believe in yourself. And that just takes taking little steps. And just know these little steps, stepping over the little fence you've put in front of you, is going to change your world. In a such a soft and flowing way. You know, change can feel really hard, but actually this is just a flowing way. This is you just stepping into your own magic, stepping into yourself. When you do that, your whole world's going to open up in a way that you'd never have imagined. Thank you so much for joining me. So much love to you. Welcome, reading number 3. You chose the card the Staff. And I've also drawn a rune for you, which is Algus, which is the rune of protection. And with the Staff, you are at a point in your life where you can trust your inner wisdom and take the first step on a journey that your heart's already embarked on. So it's, you know, this is the balance between will and surrender. This is you know, helps you, the staff helps you to stand in your truth and to find the right course of action. And interestingly, it goes very well with Alga's, the rune of protection, because this rune is about, you know, controlling your emotions. And like when there's transitions and shifts and changes in your life, standing in your own truth, controlling your emotions, not collapsing into them, you know, that knowing that right action and correct conduct are what protects you. So instead of getting caught up in the emotions and collapsing into them and feeding yourself from them, this is about standing in the truth of who you really are to take action. And I can't help but see, you know, the algas here, it's got the staff with, you know, almost a set of antlers, and here we have a staff with a set of antlers. Like this is a really powerful message because of the way it's coming through and the symbolism here in the cards. Let's see what the other cards, I'm drawn to the hummingbirds, other cards have to say for you. Three hummingbirds are coming through. Fly with faith. Trust your sturdy wings and know that the universe is working its magic on your behalf. And we have frolicking fun, flip, flutter and fly with a playful heart. And moon dance. Listen to the rhythm and sway along with the heartbeat of the universe. Not lost to me, we just had this full moon eclipse, so this is a very powerful time for you right now. And perhaps you've been feeling really emotional because the moon's drawing the emotions out. I also feel some anxiety coming through that you've been struggling with, perhaps. And you have this opportunity to stand in your truth and start to believe in yourself and know that you know, everything is working out in goodness is the word that's coming up, which is really not even a word, but you know, for your good, you know. Everything's working out in a way that you wouldn't even have imagined. But if you are getting stuck in the emotions, then you might not be feeling the joy of just being in this moment, enjoying what's going on around you, you know, playing with your inner child, you know, letting yourself really shine through in that sort of way. Let's see. Oh, I'm drawn to the spirit animals. Let's see what we have here for you. You. Oh, there is another one in here somewhere. Tend to the small things. Set healthy boundaries. I really feel like the set health. Let me check this is on nicely. It says the set healthy boundaries is interesting. Rune of protection. Yeah, if you're feeling like you're taking advantage of, is the words I hear. You know, really step into your own truth and power in a way of the protection is protecting yourself from anyone taking advantage of you at this time. So just really, you know, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need. I feel like that's really important message coming through is don't be afraid to ask for what you need with what's going on. You are important, you're valued, you are seen and you are heard, and don't shrink away, stand in your truth and you know, use your words, say no, ask for what you need. Don't be afraid to do this. It's really important that you actually do stand in your truth with who you really are. And tend to those small things. It's like all the things that you've been thinking aren't important. There's some little things in here that you get to sort out. I feel like perhaps they're turning into big things because you haven't dealt with them. So it's time you have a look at these small things and just deal with them, and you'll feel that release of, oh, that's sorted itself. And that might be even something to do with the boundaries, like someone's just pushing a little bit into your space, into your boundary that you do have, and they're only doing it a little bit, so you're not really tending to it. I think you should, because I think it's an opening for them to keep doing that. So tend to that. Let's see. Oh, indecision. So you may have some indecision, because I'm having real indecision about which deck to use for your tarot cards here. I feel like this is the one. So yeah. And I feel like a little bit of resistance. I feel like this setting the healthy boundaries is perhaps scaring you a little and creating a little resistance within your energy field. So just know that doing it, you will feel better. Resisting it, you're just resisting it. You know, it's not actually helping you. I think that's it for just now. This is the frolicking fun. This is like jumping into success. Is this fitting on? Page of Wands, could you fit on, please? Thank you. Taking action. Making movements. Letting go of fears. We've got the Fool, the Two of Swords, Justice, Eight of Swords. Oh, you've got yourself in a bind, haven't you? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, someone's pushing on your boundaries. And like I said, it might be in a small way, but it's affecting you largely and bigger than you think. And it's making you feel a little bit trapped because you don't want to stand up for yourself. You don't want to stand in your truth. You just want to, you know, quietly just get on with things. But it really feels like to create balance in your life, you're going to need to step up. You have the choice. Two of Swords, you know, there's two ways, there's two paths you can take. There's the path of still ignoring it and people just taking advantage of you. And then there's the path of standing in your truth, and that sense of people will respect you and honor you in such a different way when you stand up for your own truth. And you have this opportunity to do that. This person is really grounded and ready to take that step. I'm realizing that where you think you are, you know, this image here is in this mirror. Where you think you are is not where you are, and that you can be free of that when you believe in yourself, when you let go, when you take that action. Trust your sturdy wings. Yeah, strength. Yeah. So the strength is very much that it's probably going to take quite a lot of strength from you to manage this. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but once you've done it once, you're going to be able to set boundaries in a really healthy way from now on. And you know that it's not about being angry or emotional. It's about just stepping into your truth and believing in yourself and standing up for yourself. And then you're going to have that deeper sense of connection and abundance in the world because you are in balance, you know? Walking away from what's troubled you. Letting it all go. Walking onto that new horizon. It's going to feel like such a transformation just from tending to this little boundary upset that's going on with you. Yeah, you must take the action. Eight of Wands is card of action. Because it is weighing you down. It's really affecting you in a way that you're maybe not even realizing. And then you can rest, nurture your heart and feel that strength within you. And then look into the the new possibility. And the Ten of Swords is very much about being stabbed in the back, but the energy in this deck and this card is, for me, is about moving away from that because you're standing in your truth. For you, it's the Ten of Swords, you being stabbed in the back right now, but you have this opportunity to draw your own strength, to stand in your own truth and not run away. This is not run away. That person is not running. She is boldly stepping into her new future of standing in her truth, flying with faith, setting really healthy boundaries and not letting people just run her. You know, not letting people run your life, not letting people walk all over you. You know, understanding that you have value greater than you can imagine, and really tuning into your own self-worth and knowing that you can move forward in such a way that you are just calm and confident. You know, it's just going to bring so much light and love to your life because you're not going to be so constrained by this feeling of just being attacked all the time with your boundaries. You have new growth coming. New growth, new prosperity. So much light and joy when you step through this. Reading number 3, stand in your truth. You're a beautiful human being and you have such an opportunity to move forward in your life and set better boundaries and really respect yourself in a way that you've never imagined before. It is time to deal with this small thing that's been really upsetting you, and you're just going to move forward in such a way that it's just going to be amazing for you. Thank you so much for joining me.